And welcome to Capital Talk, a program we hope will have an impact on the future of Kenya. Now more than ever, I'm Jeff Kinangi. Now, if you've been watching The Bench all this week, you know what we're doing. We're basically taking a report card check on promulgation 2 years later. But we're also taking a trip around the country, especially the hotspot spots. Tana River County, Garissa, Mandera, Wajir, and now Mombasa Town, folks. What is going on? What is happening? Didn't we learn anything from 0708? Seems like a lot of people seem to be getting away with a lot of things, and it's not good for the rest of us. So we need to check it right away. On The Bench today, talk about another young member of parliament, folks. He's been in Bunge for what seems forever, and he's still not yet 45. In fact, he was the youngest ever minister in Kenya's history. 35 years old in 2003. He was Minister for Sports and Gender, folks, back then. Later on, folks, he joined what they call the ODM Brigade, went all the way up to the Pentagon. You know what happened to the Pentagon then? To this day, everyone's literally fleeing that ship. Now, he's part of the, what's his party?
Republican Congress Party.
Republican Congress Party, folks. He's running all the way. We don't know if he's running for president. We'll ask him. And everything else is happening in trouble, strife-torn Mombasa Town. 2 words, folks. Sit back. Mvita, Member of Parliament, Najib Balala.
Thank you, brother.
My brother, good to see you, man.
Good.
Don't worry, on this bench, you can say whatever you want, man. Nobody's going to stop you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Unlike some other shows.
It's the freedom that we fought for so hard.
Exactly. I mean, you shouldn't. Somebody shouldn't be stopped from saying what they want to say.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay, Mombasa first.
Yeah.
Come on, man. What is going on? Well, how? Okay, Rogo, who was on the watch list, yes, suspected Al-Shabaab. They should have known what his movements were all along, right? Okay, so he gets executed in broad daylight. But now they're burning churches, they're burning businesses, they're burning Equity Bank. It's becoming, they're dividing the whole nation again.
Jeff, it's sad. We are celebrating 2 years of the new constitution, thinking that we are going to transform the country. We have equal rights, we have justice. We can see justice, not only hear it, see it, and feel it. But the culture of impunity has overtaken so much. If the killings in Mandera, nothing happens. The killings in Wajir and the border disputes and clanism, nothing happens. The killings in Tana River, 60 people, majority are women and children, nothing happens. Then any simple event, people will take the law into their hands, and that's why they're burning churches.
Yeah.
First, we condemn the killing of Abu Drogo. It is not acceptable. Abu Drogo was a man on the list. He should have actually been monitored 24 hours because he might do something dangerous for the country, or any harm towards him will jeopardize the case, and we want the case to go to finality. That was a mistake we have done, but we condemn that killing.
Yeah.
As well as it doesn't give us a reason to go and burn other people's property, including places of worship. Islamic religion does not accept any type of hooliganism, neither burning of property. If there is a revenge to be done, is to the culprit individually and not collectively. The killing of Abu Drogo has nothing to do with the church, has nothing to do with other tribes and other faiths. Yeah, the killing of Rogo is something that we need to sober, investigate. We want to see a full report of investigation to the killing of Rogo.
But were you quoted on the BBC saying that nobody should be arrested from these riots until they arrest whoever killed Abu Drogo?
No. Anybody, anyone who has been found rioting, demolishing, and also attacking churches, those should be arrested and punished individually. But also, what has made it worse is that the innocent killing of Abu Drogo you cannot address terrorism through sponsored terrorism. That can never happen. Yeah? So as much as we want these young boys who have disrupted and burned churches to be arrested, we need to know the truth about Abu Drogo. We need to know the truth about Samir Khan. You see, it has been a trend. Now there are almost 7 preachers who have been killed or disappeared with no report from the authorities. And definitely, this is also a strategy of our enemies. We have been busy trying to fight Al-Shabaab in Somalia. Al-Shabaab is actually infiltrated our country and burning churches and creating animosity between Muslims and Christians. It's a conspiracy that let's divide these communities, let's create war back at their homes so they can divert their attention from Somalia, they can go. So we have enemies. Enemies of Kenya and enemies of Islam is not the church, neither are they other communities who are not Muslims.
But the other thing we have to remember, Mheshimiwa, is in Kenya, nobody gets arrested until the ICC steps in and, and does what it does best. Nobody gets arrested, and that's why people think they can get away with it.
It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate because the culture of impunity. If, as I said, all these things happen and nobody gets arrested, a simple one, a political rally Balala does in Vita, hooligans are being sent and paid. They don't get arrested. My office get attacked by hooligans of my rivals. Nobody gets arrested. Yeah, Miguna comes in and speaks out in terms of democracy and freedom. Nobody gets arrested.
And yet they're all seen on TV.
Yes.
You can see these thugs on TV.
That's why it's not matter of just arresting the big shots, even arresting the small person so they cannot be used as goons or hired to go and disrupt others.
Yeah. And let's come back to that book launch. I mean, in this new constitution, 2 years after we promulgated, isn't that a travesty? Isn't that a shame? People look at us and they say, look at these savages. They can't even allow someone freedom of expression.
I just reflect when Githongo went and opened up the issue of corruption at State House and Our Time to Eat, the booklet, the book. He came in, he was received, he went and made his speeches, he sold his book. Yeah, nobody went and booed him and destroyed his glasses or beat him up, assaulted him physically. Nobody did that. Yeah, so I want to tell Kenyans, let's not accept to be used in the wrong manner. Let's give everybody a chance. We would not know Raila Odinga better than Miguna. So we have no right to justify. Neither do we believe Miguna 100%.
Sure.
Yeah, it is not us to believe him, but it is us to know and to know what has happened.
Yeah.
So it's sad. That's why I ask myself, are our youth ready for change? Are our youth ready to take over this country and run it properly? Or we are just going to recycle the culture of impunity, the culture of hooliganism, and see destruction into our country? We can't allow this to happen. Any individual who is involved in rioting, any individual who is involved in destruction of property and also places of worship, any individual who is involved in disruption of rallies or events should be held responsible individually and punished with immediate effect. 5
years ago, Mheshimiwa, that wasn't your tune because you were deep in the Pentagon of ODM. If you hadn't fallen out with ODM, would you be still saying this way if you were part of that ODM machinery?
Yes. Some of us, we have left ODM because they cannot hear us. They decided they are not listening to us and they don't want to be the right leaders. That's why we left ODM. But we have been preaching this before. And my constituency is more than a cosmopolitan constituency. There's no one single tribe going to control me, or one single religion, or one single group. They are all my people. And in my religion, everybody I need in my eyes should be equal and should be given justice. So in my constituency, touch wood, nothing happened, even post-election violence. So I am proud that we can live in harmony. And Mombasa, it's a melting pot of different cultures and religions. These new trends of attacking churches is not a culture of Mombasa. This is an imported culture because it's copied from a culture of impunity. And that's why we say that this ODM culture of go and beat up people when they don't agree with them, this should stop. Yeah. And we are going to elections. If supporters see that their leaders, the other rival groups are not stopped, then they will have to take. And I plead to all the youth of the country, you should not accept to be used in violence. If you don't agree with somebody, leave and go back to your private residence. Yeah. Don't indulge yourself in any individuals who you think you don't agree with.
In 2007, 2008, the call was no Raila, no peace. Is that going to change 6 months from now, seeing what we're seeing out there?
Unfortunately, Raila has a fanatic grouping, particularly from his community. But most of them also are very good people, and they could reason. But the small group is destroying Raila. Raila needs to come out very clear and give direction that if he wants to become the leader of this country, he cannot rule through violence. We need to stop violence by all means. And if it's going to cost the country violence, then Raila should not lead. If that's the case, then we don't need such leaders. So we have to, everybody, I have a responsibility, Jeff, you have your media, K24 has a responsibility, Raila Odinga has, every one of us has a responsibility to put peace. Peace is not cheap to sustain. Peace, we should not be taking it for granted. When we lose it, we will appreciate what peace is all about.
Exactly. And once we go down that road, Mushmua, there's no going back.
Terrible.
I want to talk more about that after break. And also, whatever happened to that Pentagon of yours? You guys, you seemed invincible. Now, to a man, there's no one left except maybe Joe Nyaga. What happened? Also, can you beat Ali Hassan Joho? Can you beat him in Mvita? I mean, he's got a lot more money than you. I don't know where it's coming from, but he's got a lot more. Let's take a break. One of the youngest members of parliament, the youngest minister ever in Kenya's history, folks, Najib Balala. He was 35 then, he's 44 now. And yes, running for the Republican Council of Kenya, folks. This man has been in politics literally half his life and still wants to make that change. Mvita is his constituency, but maybe State House eventually. Don't even think of touching that remote control. The bench is back in a moment. And welcome back to Capital Talk. It's a week of recapping 2 years since the promulgation of the Constitution. Also taking a report card check from around the country, especially the hotspots. In particular, the latest one, Mombasa town. Whatever happened to cool, calm, collected, laid-back Mombasa? Well, folks, my guest today says it's impunity. And yes, a lot of imports were being divided. We don't even know it. Somebody wake up, smell the coffee. Like my guest Najib Balala says, 2 words, sit back. What's with the Pentagon?
Yes.
Pentagon. Yourself, William Ruto, Musalia Mudavadi, Charity Ngilu, Joe Nyaga. 5 powerful forces that, I guess, what was it? Was it a marriage of convenience that less than 5 years later you had all jumped ship?
Well, it was a coalition to brand Raila as the face of Kenya and to be a nationalist. Raila always was a leader of his community and not a national leader. Eventually, yes, he'd been involved in too many issues about nationalism, but it doesn't make him a national leader. When we came in, we formed the Pentagon, the face of Kenya. All people in the country were represented, and we were formidable. But unfortunately, when you come to power, you realize, and the Machiavelli theory says, finish your closest people. We don't know. We are no longer in Machiavelli theory. We are in democracy. Machiavelli can only succeed, his theories can only succeed when it is a monarchy or a dictatorial system, even during Moi's time. But when you have a proper open democracy, Machiavelli does not, because it is democratic opinion and everybody has a right. When we saw this man does not listen, he wants to dictate everything, it's about him, yeah, we started falling off quickly with him the first year.
Yeah.
We did not fall out just the last year. I was fired at the end, but falling out was from the beginning. It's about issues, it's not about individuals. We were blamed about MOU. We signed an MOU, not about Najib Balala. In the MOU, they did not specify Najib Balala should get a minister or anything. The MOU talked about the human rights of communities. That was the MOU. It's about people. It's about the country. It's about a new constitution. It's about good for Kenya. So with this power which he got as a prime minister, and he didn't get it because of him, now he can brag and say that, oh, he's the prime minister of Kenya, he has how many seats in parliament. Yes, but you got it because of others. Everybody delivered his part. What did Raila Odinga deliver? Allocating a flag to individuals as he delivered? No. Let's look at the ODM manifesto. What has it been delivered in the ODM? Kazi kwa vijana is a big deal. Yeah, it was kazi, it was pesa kwa vijana, which was proudly given out. Right. Yeah? It's handout. It's not hand up. Our policy was not about handouts. It's about hand up. But kazi kwa vijana was hand out. Yes. So that is what has happened. Look at the corruption element. Where are we? We talked about a free port of Mombasa. Where is it? So we are pained. Our only farm where we can go and plow and get wealth was the port of Mombasa. But it's mismanaged. It's being controlled by tycoons. Yeah. It is corrupt. Yeah. So what do we do? Where is the free port that will going to expand employment so that not only coastal people benefit, every Kenyan needs to benefit from the port of Mombasa. Today, it's little. We are all fighting into it. It's mismanaged, and we do nothing, and we are in the privilege of government.
Which individual can turn that around right now, Mheshimiwa? Because okay, Kibaki's on his way, he's done his part. Which one out of this list that you see out there is the best person for the job?
It's a tall order. Definitely not Raila Odinga. Yeah? We hope we'll have clarity in the next month or so. It's too early for me to project who is going to be the best. But we need two things to get it right. We need honest leadership. We need people who believe in transparency, accountability, and democracy. These things are key. If you're not honest as a character, don't cheat us out by having good statements and pretending you're a Democrat and you're not a Democrat. That will not help this country. But definitely this country can move very fast if we have a vibrant. One thing I'll say, we don't want a Mr. Kibaki again. Kibaki is Mr. Nice. We need a solid leader who will sober, going to take us straight, but we need a decision maker. A hands off, eyes off, ears off, and to let things just happen like this. That's why the country is burning. We should be firm on criminals. We cannot allow criminals to burn our country. The lesson of 2008 should not be allowed to be repeated at any cost. So these are the things that we should get done. Kibaki has done a great job, great legacy for himself. But Mr. Kibaki, today we don't want a Mr. Kibaki, who is a good old man. Let me tell you, I have a lot of respect for Mr. Kibaki. Yeah? But we need somebody who is vibrant. Somebody who, when it's no, even if it's popular, is going to be no. Yeah? We don't want to be populist for the sake of being populist. We need this country to run proper.
But these thugs you have there, these tycoons, these drug barons, whatever you call them, Mheshimiwa.
It's sad.
Yeah.
It's sad. And if we allow Mombasa to be ruled by the wrong leadership, we have destroyed Mombasa. We don't want Mombasa to be Mexico. Yeah. The way I see it, as yesterday, I came this morning, I am disturbed and said, my God, Mombasa is a culture, is a center of culture. It was the most safest and peaceful city. It was actually Mombasa Raha, because you enjoy to come. It has some smell that is attractive. Today is garbage on your face. Tuk-tuk harassing and knocking each other. Yeah? No law, no order. Is impunity of the highest order. Today the image, and I'm sad, and I want to call upon the Mombasa people to stand up and be counted. Make the change, whatever. Don't wait for a penny from anybody. Don't wait for a push from anybody. Wake up and say, this is my town. I'm going to regain its glory. Because it can be done. Yeah? If it's going to be run as a center where people, it's up for grabs, whoever has the money, whoever has the deals to make it, we are going to destroy Mombasa. Yeah. I mean, even the color is decayed. Yeah? It's become an image of druggist, an image of a decayed city, and now an image of hooliganism. Yeah? From political rallies, you can't hold political rallies because they attack you. You can't allow invited guests to be speakers in our town because they will be attacked. And now, they are bringing hooliganism even between religions.
Yeah, you can't go and worship.
You can't go even and worship. So what is this? We can't accept it, Jeff.
Can we turn it around, Mheshimiwa? Do we have that window? Because, you know, we always get an opportunity like this to steer this ugliness in the face and say, we don't want any more of this stuff. Let's turn this thing around. Can we do that even in Mombasa?
Yes, I think it's not all lost. We need to be sober. We need not to be emotional about this thing. Abu Drogo is dead. It's unfortunate. We need a thorough investigation to be done. We need our town to restore back to peace and stability and sanity. We are reaching out to our Christian brothers, yeah, that it is not a war on Christians, but these are conspirators who want to divide the nation and divert the war on the terrorists, the real terrorists who are all over the world. So this is not a war between Muslims and Christians. We need peace and stability. We need dialogue. Yeah. If there's no dialogue, we are going to ban this nation, and we can't afford to ban this nation.
Absolutely. 2 years after the promulgation of the Constitution, Mheshimiwa, have we made good strides? Have we made positive strides? Is all not lost as well?
I'm glad institutions are starting to be built. It's not that easy. Remember, we are starting from scratch. So everything is going to be taking some time, including the culture of the mindset. You know, sometimes I said, are our youth ready for that change? If they are going to be allowing themselves to be used to heckle people, then they are not ready. And this country will be in the hands of the youth. So we need to be ready from the mindset. The minute we are ready in the mindset, then we can be able to move forward. But I'm glad there's so much has been done. We can blame leaders every now and then, but there's a lot has been done positively, and the government has done a great job. It's not easy. There's a lot of interests. Yeah. If the interests are for the good for everybody, why not? But if the interest is sinister, narrow, and selfish, and destructive, then we can't allow those interests to prevail. Yeah. So definitely, good stuff has been done, and for me, I'm optimistic. These are the teething problems and the dangers of that quick change. Remember, in 2013, it's not going to be the same as 2012. It will be day and light of 2012. So let's handle it carefully so that we can move and transit to that time.
Yeah. I can't let you go without asking you this question. Do you see the day this country, these people out here, 40 million and counting, of course, do you see the day when they will elect someone like you as president? Do you see that day? Regardless of religion, tribe, ethnicity, this, that, the other. Do you see that?
I hope and I believe one day it will happen. But it's not easy. Today's politics is very expensive. Yeah? Even if you are not going to vote people by tribe, but it's become an expensive affair. Yeah? If you don't have 100 million in Mombasa to run as a governor, you should sit at home. Yeah? Logistics alone are expensive. Media and many others. This is an expensive venture. But I believe, and that's why we said, for me I said, why am I forming a party? It's not about me. We in the Coast Province also desire one day we want to be in the presidency. And we believe it's not just about numbers, it's about competence. Yeah? So how do we reach there? We have to have a political vehicle. Mwai Kibaki reached there because he started a political vehicle 20 years ago, and he took some time. One time we thought it was a dead party called DP, but now it became a party that took him to power. And if we do not start in the Coast Province to have a political vehicle that moves slowly and gradually, we don't have to be 2017. We don't have to be 2022. We can have to be 2027 maybe. But we have to have a vision, and that's the vision. And it doesn't have to be Balala. Even after 20 years today, I'll still be younger than Raila Odinga. I'll still be 65 and not 70, where the threshold of leadership is all about. No, I'll still have the energy, I'll have the experience, I'll have the brain. Even after 20 years from today, I can still lead this country.
I hadn't seen it that way, but you're right. You'll still be younger.
Yes.
My goodness. My brother, hang in there, man. Good one. Keep at it.
Thank you.
Maybe one day, hopefully we'll still be alive then.
You will.
Huh?
You will. And we'll see the changes. It's not about color.
Yeah.
It's not about religion.
No.
It's about competent leader.
Inshallah.
Inshallah. Thank you.
Thank you, my brother. Najib Balala, folks, 44 years old. And yes, he is so right when he says 20 years from now, he'll only be 64. That's young when it comes to politics, especially at the highest level. He can do it. He wants to do it. He wants to do it for his people. Maybe we can try and think outside that tribal and ethnic box to elect the best person male or female, for the job. Wow, folks, this is very enlightening, folks. What a day, what a guest, what a show. This week, we're taking stock 2 years after the promulgation of the Constitution. Najib Balala, breaking it down without fear or favor. You can find guests like Najib Balala anywhere else but right here on the bench on the award-winning station, K24, where we are, yes indeed, like Najib Balala says, even in times of honest leadership, we still all Kenyan. Na pwani ni Kenya.
Yes.
All the time.
Pwani ni Kenya sio?
Yeah, pwani ni Kenya. Na hutaki kuondoka. Hapa hapa.